Morning. Today is Monday because Monday is a brand new day, brand new beginning, just like every morning, brand new week, brand new move forward. Remember that we're goal-oriented people. We write our goals down. You want to write our goals down. Why? Because when you write things down, that's what you put your focus, and when you put your focus, is when you put your energy, and when you put your energy, you create movement. Right? So we keep moving forward. We need to know, so we need to set our GPS where we're going to go for this week and move forward in that way. Right? So today's me to jump in. A little weather hasn't been that nice. I know some raining, gets kind of gloomy, etc. Right? Yesterday was a very sad day for me. Uh, this Charlie Clerk stuff, it's really affected me in my my core beliefs. I'm a Catholic, and I do practice, and I do go to church, and I do feel a lot of things are happening, and I do really understand that there's something going on. There's definitely a war that's going on at the normal level where we think reality is, and there's a spiritual world that is beyond us, and we're seeing it. Yesterday, remembering Charlie, that whole thing, and seeing how the more I used to follow the guy before, but not as intense. But the more I learn about this person, and how all the good that he did, and his ability to express himself, and the ability to actually have a debate with somebody on the other side and be, you know, courteous without having that, getting upset. It's an amazing, I think it was an amazing gift. And I think he used those talents to spread the word of Christianity, God, or the belief in us and move forward, and the belief on us to be good. And one of the things that I think it's very important that he talked up, that he moved a lot, was for us to getting married and creating a family and creating purpose and having something in your life that is worth for you fighting and defending. And there's nothing more powerful than to have your family. I myself, uh, I got married the first time around. I got divorced, and I thought I would never get married again. You know, and I think it's one of those deep conversations. My dad had passed away. A couple of things had happened, but I remember still clear and asking God that I wanted something in my life with meaning. And then my wife, my future, well, like this person shows up in my life, and now I'm happily married. I won't say I'm happily married. I'm extremely happily married. That I found something that it's not just about me. It's about my family. It's about my kids, and all that perspective has changed. And some of you guys may not know me, but people that know me can hear me. They will know that I have gone through a lot of things in life, and I have enjoyed. I mean, I partied. I've done a lot of things, and but if I were to tell you that in this stage of my life, I am the happiest guy in the world. I think if I analyze and go back and say, when I was partying, when I was single, when I was, for some of you guys that may know, I used to own the Harley Davidson from Nicaragua, so I had a motorcycle club, and that was a lot of fun, and I, I had a lot of things that I thought were a lot of fun, but nothing has made me as happier and as whole as what I'm going through right now in this moment of my life. So I really speak out and say that uh, being married is one of the gifts of God that He gave us, and if we learn how to share that, and all the stories that we hear about marriage, yeah, not everybody's happy, but if you work at it and try to understand, and don't let the realities, the evil, get into your thoughts, and cultivate the good thoughts and move forward, you will see that be great. But so I just want to take a moment to give some respect to Charlie. Uh, an amazing thing what he's done. I mean, this kid was only 31. I mean, wow. And this kid, when you see what he did in his life, it's just, this guy has awakened up a lot of things that we haven't. There's something that called my attention, and it is You need to put your armor on. What is your armor? That is your rosary. You need to carry your rosary with you. Rosary is the armor that you put, and the way you put it in your, it goes around your neck, and then it goes down a little bit. So that's to protect you from a lot of it. So I really encourage you guys to wear your rosaries and use your rosaries with you. But having said that, let's get back and focus. Today is Monday, a brand new day. Just a lot of good things happening, right? There's a lot of things. I'm a realtor. I work real estate. I focus in pre-construction. So I was came up with the book right now, the blueprint to Miami's blueprint to pre-construction. It's available on Amazon. But having said that, the book's coming out great. And I keep being reinforced. I was on Friday at a convention, and basically all the data is telling us how Miami keeps getting stronger, and how we're all heading for pre-construction. And the segment that's doing the best and has the more potential for investment and the most potential for you to understand is the pre-construction. In the book, I go over the fundamental why is that happening, why the change now, why Miami's changing, why the pre-construction, why are we knocking all these buildings down, why are we taking the old and putting some new things on. So all the things I go over the book, if you read that in the book, we'll definitely will get a better, clearer understanding. Today I also wanted to, it's Monday, so it's good for you guys for be focused. Put some goals down, whatever. Put them on a napkin, put them on a piece of paper. Map some goals, because we're goal-oriented people. You need to remember that every second of your life, you are making decisions. Right, left, do this, do not do that, and all those decisions, right, are taking you to some place. And what happens is, if you know where you want to go, you are aware, and you practice being conscious, you will make those little decisions that will take you where you want to go, right? If you're not, life will make those decisions for you. Where your subconscious will make those decisions for you, and you'll find yourself, just floating around. It's like a little, you know, like you try to go from point A to point B, but then you go, right, left, and you do all these little things without you even knowing, because you lose focus, right? Think about you driving your car and you lose focus of where you're going, and then you just start making a right turn, make a left turn, and you make it. So focusing on what we want, it's important. And that has to do about everything. We need to remind ourselves. I mean, we are complex human beings, and we're understanding, how thoughts matter, and we have about 60 to 90,000 thoughts, and those thoughts are all, they're good, bad, evil, good, but we have the choice to accept which thoughts that we have. Well, I mean, we're beginning to understand more about science and how we operate, and how we see how motivation moves, and the drive that moves, and the things that we need to understand. And at this point of our lives, I understand that you need to focus on what you want, and don't worry about the how. Just know what you want, and when you want something with passion and feeling, right, everything lines up. And that's the part that we do not understand, and that's the part that creates fear, when we don't know how we're going to do it. You don't know how you're going to do it. That's when you just know what you want. And once you know what you want with clarity, right, with clarity, and you devote yourself, you will see then the universe, God, the forces will start lining it up for you, right? It's your creating your future, but you need to tell universe or God what you want. I mean, in the Bible it says very clear. God says, "Ask me." What is He telling you? He's telling you, tell me what you want. But you have to be sincere on what you want. And when you realize what you want, and you have no doubt on what you want, you will see the things that are happening. So the how is trusting in God. The how is trusting in yourself. The how is you don't need to know the how. Things will work out. I mean, we as human beings, yes, we're limited. Our brain is limited to understand a lot of things. And if we have gone I think humanity, we're going back, going forward, and see these people that come up and open our life with quantum physics and stuff like that. And there's a lot of things that it's hard for us to understand. Are very, very hard to, we don't have the capacity. And I think God even says that Jesus in the Bible, he speaks about that, how humanity did not have the capacity to understand a lot of things. And that's what comes faith to us. For example, we cannot see everything in front of us, and you don't. The reality is, your eyes, you're looking around, and only 10% of what you're seeing is being processed. So what happens to the 90%? It's being made up. I mean, did you guys know the color does not exist? That the color, your brain creates color to determine and to help you move through life. But the reality, everything in life is black and white. So where does color come from? It's your brain it's your brain and survival to try to understand things. So we live in a world that we're starting to understand, the the amazing things that we have. And the reality is, by accepting responsibility, everything that you do in life is you did it because you wanted to do it, because you have free will. And everything that's happening to us at this point is because you attracted. We have full responsibility of what's happening, right? And we attract those things for the bad thoughts. So we need to be aware of thoughts. We need to be aware of what we say to each other. How do we say to each other? To the inner voice inside of you who's making you doubt yourself, right? Those things are becoming more and more important because we realize the power that they have over us, right? So the more we learn about science and I think religion, or whatever the texts are coming into full manifestation for us to understand. And I think we are, as humanity, growing, and it's like, so. I hope I made some sense. This morning walks are my attempt to get to know you better, or get to know us better. Sometimes, so they're raw. I don't plan this. I just did my morning routine. I just got out of church and I do my morning walk, and so I'm just trying to unload some of my thoughts, how I feel, and some points of view for the week. But having said that, I mean, let me finish with from last week. I had a good week last week. The convention that I went to was great. It just reassures how pre-construction and how new construction it's a way to go, and it's keep going. And we see how Miami is going to keep on going. I mean, all the indicators are there. There's no reason for us to even move backwards. I mean, there's no bubble. There's no, the bubbles are created when you have an artificial demand or supply of products. We do not have that problem. I mean, yes, we do have an extra supply that's coming out in the market, which is older apartments, older condos, and those older condos is things that we don't want. The public doesn't want it. The customers don't want it. They're hard to sell. Hard to get financing, and at the end, I think a lot of things probably will be sold out, and developers will come in and create new, right? So we're also adjusting. Miami's adjusting to the new city, to the new demands, and what's happening. Having said that, let me say good morning to my beautiful wife, Diana, and I give you thanks for all the beautiful things that you do for me, and I'm so grateful to have been happily married. And I see Rick there. I see Chris. I say, guys, thank you. And thank you also for following me. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think the YouTube channel, I decided to focus on it, is coming out great. We already have 11,400 subscribers, which I really appreciate that following. I also see that I'm getting more and more views on the content that I'm putting out there. So I like, to appreciate the acceptance, and I'm focusing a lot on pre-construction. Also, feel free to reach out. I mean, I'm definitely passionate about talking about the book, about what I did, why did I write the book, what's the book for, and also if you're curious about what's happening in this market, it's a great thing. And one of the things that I would like to share is, look, I'm one of the few realtors that if you go to my webpage, gteran.com, I have a section developments, and I have put together in one place, which is pretty hard because it's like the MLS. It's for you to find what's happening in Miami and what's coming in Miami. So every developer that already announced that it's up for the movement of, for sale, you will find that there. You will find it by city. You can find it. So that makes it easy for you to kind of understand what's happening and not get confused. Having said that, guys, have a great Monday. Put some positive energy, throwing you some good vibes, and let's get it done, okay? Real estate done right by Guillermo Teran.